Hey friends, welcome back. Let's go over Tutorial Tuesday. This is what we're going to work on today. We're going to get you all beyond that chain row into a row of single crochets, or several rows in this case. All right. By the end of this, with a lot of practice, hopefully you'll have straight rows. Let me hold it properly. You have some straight rows, neat stitches. All right. So let's start now. So by now, several of you are watching this, and you should be past the chain row, right? I've seen a lot of posts and everything on chain rows. Boom. So we made our slip stitch. Now, that's how I make my slip stitch. It does not have to be how you make your slip stitch. But please notice how I am holding both of my hands, right? This index finger is going to help me control this. This finger will control the tension. I don't want to play with it too much because I'm going to make it too tight. If you look this way, you can see a little bit of a hole. You do not want your initial chain to be so tight that you can't get your hook back through the row, okay? And also a couple of things I noticed people are doing. When you crochet, go under and pull through every time, okay? I know I've seen some people do this and then try to grab it. It doesn't work. And maybe it does work for some people. It doesn't work for me. Let me be specific, okay? So if you're watching this, I'm assuming we have made it this. You know how to crochet a chain, okay? For those that don't, go under, pull through. I'm going to go a little fast because I'm going to assume many of you have already chained a million chains. Hopefully you all were at home working on your tension, and your chain should look, and if it looks wonky, it's okay. It's okay, but we're going to work on tension. What you don't want is it to be entirely too tight. You see how mine stretches? You want it to stretch a little bit, right? So now each of these V's, let me get very close, and I'm going to pull my hook out. Hopefully this doesn't confuse anybody. I'm just using this green one for display. For demonstration purposes. Each of these V's is a stitch. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, depending on what you're making and how long you want your item to be will determine how many chains you want. Also, for people who are like, oh my gosh, I've tried to do this and I'm making a trapezoid instead of a square. Hopefully this lesson will help you. I'm going to go up one more to chain 11 because I want a small square of 10. The reason you do that is because you're going to skip this first chain and work right into this second chain, right? Okay. Now, for those who are visual learners, I want you to watch first and then try to do it, okay? So with this hand, I'm moving from this direction. Now I'm going parallel. Okay, or is this hard? This is parallel. Okay. With where you were grabbing the end before, now you're going to move up, as my friends will say, move up the ladder. You're going to make sure your tension is good here. Notice I'm still here with my alligator grip, is what I call it. And my index finger on my right hand, or my opposite, my right hand, but for left-handed people, I guess it'll be the other side, is holding this to control the tension. This also stops everything from flipping around. Give yourself a little bit of wiggle room here for the first one. You're going to insert. Let me get closer so y'all can see that. Insert. It automatically brings you under. Grab it. The purpose of this hook is to grab the yarn. Pull up under, lift up. Let's look at this part here together. You now have two hooks, two loops on the hook. You're gonna, boom, go up under again. Don't go over, causes confusion. Go under, pull through both. Okay, that is your first single crochet. You're going to do this all the way across, under, pull up for 2 loops, go under this one again. There you go. Slide down. Notice how my thumb is not like gripping it. We're going to try to grab, if you can. And people with nails, y'all may have a little struggle with this, but try to grab this bottom part of the V. That will help. Also, don't do this. You see how you're kind of stretching it, and then that's going to make this area tighter, and then you're going to be confused as to which hole you go into. As I told my students this weekend, let me show you here. This is already completed, right? I'm going to move that. This area is already completed. You're going to move to the next one with each stitch. Okay. Okay. Insert. Wrap around again. Okay. It's going to look a little wonky. I'm stretching that out a little bit on purpose, but it also should relax back down once you let it go. That just means you have good tension. This pointy part here on your hook also helps getting into the V's, right? So you're going to do this and go all the way across. And if you need to pause, feel free to pause. Okay, in, go under, wrap, grab, pull through. Wrap around, through again. Insert. Make sure I'm still on the screen. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to look at the screen and not this. Insert, wrap up under, pull through 2. Insert, and if it gets tight, wiggle it, y'all. Don't be afraid to wiggle it. Wrap up under. Also, your hook should be facing you. That's the other thing I noticed in my class this weekend. Your hook should be facing you. Wrap up under, wrap, pull through. This last one, this is again why you don't want this to be so tight. So we're gonna grab up under, pull through, wrap, pull through. Boom, boom. Okay. Now, sometimes you will need to stretch your work out. Okay, if this is your first time, I definitely would advise you to stretch your work out. You're gonna chain 1. Chain 1 will take you to the next row. Again, crochet, if I'm honest, it's just a few actually, it's all repeat movement, okay? And also, let's count our stitches too. Put this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Chain up 1. Turn your work. Now you're working on the back side of your crochet. I'm stretching it in hopes that you all will see your stitches. All right. Now here, this is the chain 1 that you did. You're actually going to enter in, and there we go. You're going to enter into this part here, all the way across. So looking at it from the side, you see these little holes right here? That's where you're going to enter. Okay, and also your thumb, you see how I'm holding it? Your thumb now lays parallel with your work. And actually, it's going to time out. So y'all stay tuned for part 2. All right, y'all, welcome back. I switched hooks because I want you guys to see a little bit more definition in what I'm about to show you all here. And the yellow was just kind of blending in too much with the golden hook. All right, so let's go back one actually. I'm going to take that chain 1 out. So let's talk these stitches. I'm going to hold it like this. each one of these, oh, there we go, you can see it that way, are single crochets. So you guys will see what they look like. On the top, remember those V's from before? These are similar ones. And like I said, crochet is a repeat of basically what you were doing every row, right? So this time, and actually I'm going to show you on the other side, we're going to chain up one. We're going to turn our work. You could really turn it either way, right? And this is the back side. You see how that looks just a little different. Looks like, I don't know if they look like T's to y'all. They look like maybe some like T's or something. But you can see that's the back side. For every row you're doing, you're going to turn your work. Okay. And we should have 10 stitches, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For this row, let me just move that over. See the V's? We're going to work. Hold on, y'all. This one's a little smaller. In each of these holes. But let me get that closer enough. Right there. Here in the hole. Poke through there. And you see how it's on top. So you see that creates a V. You're going up under this V every time. So from how you're holding it, it's going to look like this. Enter, go up under. Enter, you're going up under. All the way across. So let me get my crochet hook. Now, starting over. From the previous one, you chained one. We're going to turn. Insert your hook. Don't forget, you can always use this little head piece, pointy head part right here, right? Go in, grab from up under, pull, 2, pull, 2. Again, I almost did wrong. Right here, where this little hole is, insert. Remember, your 2 V's should be on top. You're going to end up under, wrap around, or some people say yarn over. Yarn over. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Pull through 2. Okay. And you're going to do that all the way across. Okay. Now notice my positioning also. How my index finger is holding, let me hold it up. How my index finger is holding this in place. This is assisting with the tension. My thumb and middle finger on my right hand are here. You're guiding. This should be able to glide and guide. Okay, it should be able to move freely, right? Boom. In. Yarn over, pull up a loop, excuse me. Go through. Again. You should keep doing that. Now you see how that one got a little splitty right here? Sometimes the quality of the yarn is just, hey, it is what it is. So be careful that you're not grabbing all these messy pieces. If you have to pull your work and you see that hole, that's where you're going. In, wrap around, pull up a loop, wrap around, pull through 2. Again, insert. The V should be on top of your crochet hook. You should be about to grab that. You're grabbing, pull through, loop up, pull through. Again, insert. The V is on top, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And here at the end, this little V, it might be a little slanted, but that's where you want to go, okay? Let me make sure you're up. Yarn over, pull through, pull through. You just completed your second row, okay? So now this side, again, you have the V's on top. You have your single crochet. So now this is officially your second row. Second row of crochets. Sometimes in patterns, it will call it the third row because many patterns will count your chain row as the first row. So 1, 2, 3, depending on the pattern, okay? We're gonna chain up 1 because that is the height of the single crochet. Turn your work. I typically turn the work towards me. Sometimes I mess it up. I might have messed it up earlier, but that's okay. Again, looking at the anatomy. I'll take that out for a second. This was my single crochet. Excuse me. And here is everywhere you're going to go. Okay? That's where you're going to enter. Every one of those holes. If you need to stretch your work out so you can see the definition, okay, do that. But let me go back, enter here. And again, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert, the V should be on top, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop. And honestly, y'all, this is it. You're going to keep going all the way across. This should be a whole lot easier than that initial chain row because now you should have a little bit more flexibility. And also pull. I prefer center pull because look at this. Look how it's moving. It's going to frustrate your soul. But for today's purposes, we're doing that, okay? Pull through. Pull through, okay? And your fingers and everybody's going to work as a team. Your thumb and middle finger are no longer holding all down here. They should be holding your work at this point. Your work should be kind of hanging a little bit. And you should be pulling through. There you go. And you should let the crochet hook do the work. And again, at the end, you want to make sure you pull through this V. Pull up, and that's it. One more time. Okay, chain 1, turn your work. And we should start getting straight edges. I know it's going to look a little wonky in the beginning, but I promise it'll be okay. Pull out, insert, 2 on the hook, pull through 2, insert again, pull through, yarn over, pull through, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, boom, insert. So just repeat repetitive motions. And honestly, as I told my students this weekend, you're building muscle memory, right? And also working on your tension. Your thumb and middle finger here will help with your tension. You grabbing your crochet, your yarn, excuse me, will also help guide it, okay? But you want to be here, you want to be parallel. All right, but y'all, that is it for your single crochet row. Keep going. That V, pull up, there you go. All right, and to end it, that's it. Just chain 1 and you can cut your yarn when you're ready, but don't do that right now. Don't cut your yarn. But right there are your single crochets, okay? Good luck and post your results below. Let me know if you have any questions.